What's going on to you, Capricorns? They partying out here. They partying any time of the year. So you have the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and then you, Capricorns, also have the Moon card. So okay. So the person essentially is gaining some form of, they want some form of your help, whomever this person is that I've been talking about, um, that wants to kind of obligate you, Capricorns, to help them. They want your help, but the thing is that the Moon card is popping up, right? It's here, meaning that they're trying to they don't want to have to. In other words, you Capricorns basically helping them out, and I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, right? Let me cook. They don't want to have to experience any kind of real self-reflection. They don't want to have to go through their own personal growth. So they look at you like you are the person that's supposed to help them do everything, give everything to them. Because without you Capricorns giving these individuals things for free, they have to legitimately figure it out on their own, or they don't eat. And so the situation with them is they're coming to you, still kind of reaching out to you, making it seem like, you're obligated to help them. And the catch 22 in all of it is you Capricorns didn't do this to them. You were just trying to help them, but this turned out to be, their biggest thing, that, they're one of the biggest setbacks that they've ever had, even though it was meant to help them, because all it did was reveal that they are dysfunctional, and that, with all of this hubris that they have, or overconfidence, they don't have the same work ethic that you Capricorns did. And they probably just helped you out because and I'm not saying 100%, but I'm saying that it's a good chance that they probably helped you out because they saw the potential in you Capricorns, and they wanted some form of a kickback where they get it back in the future, some sort of benefit in the future, instead of doing it, helping you Capricorns out for the right reasons. So anyway, the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands here for you Capricorns speaks to how, well, nothing is going to get in your way because you're living your life, like I said before, and whatever their excuses are that they're coming up with as to why it is that they need to have a situation with you is stupid, to say the least. They are delusional. They're coming up with this reason as to why they don't rock with you in their head, but none of it is actually really substantial and really meaningful in the first place. And so the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands here speaks about how you're in the correct space, because once again, you really didn't do anything to them, really anything at all. All you Capricorns have been doing is being consistent with what you discussed internally with yourself that you are going to do, right? You are going to get on, and once you have an opportunity to get on, you're going to be on and popping, and you're basically going to put things to a point where, or get to a level where you don't have to be a weight on other people's shoulders. You can afford to support yourself. And so that's exactly what it is that you're doing. You Capricorns are, in essence, doing everything that you said or thought you were going to do, right? And you're doing great. You're doing phenomenal about it. It's not like, you Capricorns are being, kind of a weight to other people where another person has to pull you along, right, for the ride. No, it's a situation where for you Capricorns, you actually feel good about you being accomplished, because, like, you got to understand that the earth signs are about doing things themselves and not necessarily needing to rely on other people. But it takes a minute for the earth signs to get to that point where we can stand on our own 2 feet. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Virgos have this, Taurus have this, you Capricorns have this, right? And so the earth signs in general have this, where, and I'm a Virgo saying this, right? And I don't have Taurus in my chart, but I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. But the point is that um, it takes us a minute, right? It's called apotheosis. And apotheosis basically means divinity, right? We get to a point where we improve so much, we don't really always need other people to help us out. We can, adulthood, right? We can stand on our own 2 feet. We can do things competently, meaning well. We can do things competently on our own. We don't really need a whole lot of backup all the time, right? And so a lot of the times people will put that on earth signs' shoulders and be like, okay, well, since you can do so much by yourself, just even one of you, whether it's Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, for y'all, right, in this case, do all this work for me. Seen it happen plenty of times with myself, you Capricorns with Taurus. People putting all this extra work onto you because they want to take the easy way out of things instead of the correct way out of things, right? The best way, a good way to be able to get rid of the work is everybody in the work basically share and communicate what it is that they're going to do to move things along, right? What people like to do at the job, so to speak, is if they can, right, or if they see an opportunity to, they like to throw that off onto another person in you know what I'm saying, in the work position. And that's not fair, nor is it really a good thing. And then you'll have another person take up the responsibility for not only themselves, but for another person. And so the situation for you, Capricorns, is that you can do the work, but this is what this person on the outside is doing to you, whether it's family members, whether it's another person on a job. But I'm seeing this is much more personal for you. So it's family members, or, right, someone that you may have even been married to, that you Capricorns are no longer married to anymore. And then now it's like you feel, now you have to pay them, right? Maybe you may have an offspring with this person. And then you Capricorns have to pay this person, for a certain amount of years. And then after the certain amount of years is up, you don't have to continue to pay this person to take care of the offspring anymore. You're done. This could also be a situation like I've been talking about how this family member doesn't know how to go away, right? You help them out, you help them with something, and it's like they've been on you. They've been riding your coattails ever since hullabaloo, right? Till the sun doesn't come up anymore. And the situation with that is that you Capricorns figured out a way on how to get on your own 2 feet. Why can't they learn helplessness and weakness? And so the Six of Swords right here is, so be careful right now, because we're in a Mercury retrograde. We're in a Mercury retrograde. So don't be surprised if those very same people go to stupid lengths just to get your attention, right? Tell you Capricorns some goofy stuff and some more stuff. And so what's going on here for you Capricorns is the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands here is all about how you see them as being weak. You Capricorns see these people who are constantly asking you for resources as weak, because once again, and really a weight that you see them as now. And they've earned that, right? They've earned the fact that you Capricorns see them as weight, as extra, unnecessary weight, right? They're supposed to be able to take care of themselves, thus adulthood, right? Apotheosis. And so they're unable to take care of themselves. So once again, this is the reason why you Capricorns sometimes used to feel like if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. It's not necessarily a philosophy that you wish that you have, or you wish that you had or have. It's a philosophy where a lot of people are stupid. And a lot of people they don't see the bigger picture. A lot of people are very incompetent, right? They don't want to do the work. None of that. But they like the payment though. They want to get paid. Everybody want to get paid, but people don't want to do something valuable in exchange for it. And so the thing is that the Queen of Pentacles hits, they want to cut corners. Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands represents, all they can do is try to bark orders at you. But the thing about it is that the Queen of Pentacles here for you is all about how all you can do is see them as being weak, because they are, right? They've proven themselves to be weak. You know, they've shown you their weakness. They've shown how it is that they refuse to stand up on their own 2 feet. You feel me? Like, make no mistake about it. Eventually, I'm going to be living in my own apartment, doing my thing, helping my peoples out, right? My mom's getting older, of course. Be in my own apartment, doing my thing, living my life, taking care of all my bills, hopefully in another country. And so, this is me just hoping, right? I mean, of course I know I'm gonna get there, but the point I'm trying to make here with that is that we all gotta stand on our own 2 feet at some point, you know? And this is what you Capricorns are trying to teach these people, but in a very subtle, in a gentle way, by just not allowing them to mooch off of you. But they know that, but they don't care. They're not trying to gain enlightenment. Remember what I told you a few minutes ago, right? The moon card, what they're trying to escape enlightenment. They don't want to learn from experience. They don't want to have to stand up on their own 2 feet, even though you Capricorns did, right? And so the Nine of Pentacles and the Lovers here, again, like an X. And so now the Nine of Pentacles and the Lovers just represents this. We're going to have to clarify the Lovers, but this could be about how you Capricorns, things are moving forward with the people that you know romantically, that you're connected with, if you have anybody. This could also be a person whom, that represents this person, but like this person they're coming to you, asking you Capricorns for help. And the Nine of Pentacles here represents how you Capricorns pretty much have it all. So it's like this is an X, more than likely. Could be an X, where it's like, how this person essentially has went from being on point, they've fallen off. And you Capricorns just kind of really see the depths of, or get an idea of how much these people really fell off. They were trying to make it seem as if they hot stuff, but are they really though? When things are in reality, you don't know. No, you don't see them as being hot stuff or on point. You see them as weak. Individuals who don't really know how to let go of something, right? And actually move forward and carve out their own lane, create their own lane. So let's clarify the Lovers. All right, so here they are, steadily barking orders or sending you text messages, wild text messages, and they can do nothing about it, right? Yeah, they might be disgruntled and they may be, talking to you stupidly about, types of whatever kind of goofy nonsense. But at the same time, a lot of you Capricorns are not really, you're not really taken back by this. A lot of you Capricorns don't feel an immediate sense of urgency per se, because you Capricorns, you see them for who they are, which is they're lame, pretty much. They don't want to admit that they need other people's helps, and it's the hubris that got them. You know what I mean? The overconfidence that got them. So to clarify, the Lovers, you have the Nine of Cups, and then you have the Five of Wands, and then you have King of Pentacles, then you have the Eight of Wands, and then you Capricorns also have the Queen of Swords. So these three cards right here, to clarify the Lovers, okay, is about how you Capricorns, the Nine of Cups, right? Right. The Nine of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the King of Pentacles, they're at your mercy. Like, they're contacting you. They're contacting some people who they know that is connected to you, to reach out to you, to tell you Capricorns to help them, right? Like, they're doing all of these antics. How strong can they be, right? Like, they've been exposed for being weak. And so it's not even anything that you've done. It's not like it's an expose where you Capricorns were intentionally trying to do that. That was your intent. It was you just like you you know what I'm saying? Like you just went on about your business. You just hooked the person up. Here you go, and the person just became dependent on it. And so the thing about it is the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Swords here for you Capricorns speaks about how, again, like you're doing your own thing. Like you know, you are ruling your life and doing it your way and carving out your own lane as Capricorns, right? Which is what you're supposed to do. Capricorn rules over the elite class, right? And when I say the elite class, I'm not talking about the elitists per se. That's not what I'm referring to. Yeah, it can, but that's not really what it's supposed to really represent. Capricorn is really supposed to represent a person who has gotten to, like a person who does anything excellently and they've raised themselves up to prominence and power by doing something excellently. Like, you know, they're a class act as a person. They are an aristocrat. They are a person that does things aristocratically, right? A person who builds a business, raises the business up, and then they look out. They treat people well in their community, in the world, and you know what I'm saying? And so the thing about it is that the Queen of Swords here is that, you know, that's what you're doing. But you Capricorns just have to, but I'm also seeing that a lot of you Capricorns just have to be mindful to not have a grudge. But I don't necessarily think that you Capricorns do have a grudge because the sword is facing downward. So, you know, it's not like you have anything against these people. It's just that, again, they just need to learn personal responsibility. That's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. We're at 29,332. We're growing quickly. Appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever it is that I drop my videos. Also, too, I want to go ahead and say the link to my video game on the iOS Apple Store is in the comment section below, or it will be. I'll try to find it, post it up there, and I'll put it in the description box as well, so you can always find it there from now on. And if you Capricorns want to come through and get a personal reading, the link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. Peace.